Hello, today we'll mainly be checking out a couple of earthquakes in California, a couple of events in Eurasia, and then finally, updates for Mauna Loa. Starting over in Southern California, yesterday there was a magnitude 4 at 4 p.m. local time. This had a bit of a shallow depth of 7.2 kilometers. Looking at the DigiField reports, there was 46 reports, and it generated a shake alert. Checking out the shake map for this earthquake, it looks like Fresno experienced an MMI of 1.5. And that's feelable shaking. It would be like a large truck passing by. And just about an hour before that quake, there was a 3.6 just southeast of the Bay Area. It's also near Alum Rock. This was near this magnitude 5 that happened about a month ago. Also yesterday, just off the coast of San Francisco, or less than 10 miles away from the Golden Gate Bridge off the coast, there was a 2.6. That was yesterday at 1933 local time. At 7 DigiField reports, it still has an automatic review status. The Bay Area, of course, has quite a few seismic stations. Now, so for some reason, these don't have about the last hour or so of data. But at least checking out the strong motion channels, we can't see too much activity being picked up on that channel. Now we can pull up the EHZ channel. Here's a station on Angel Island, or just north of Alcatraz. And it also doesn't have about the last hour of data. But we can see a small event there at about 20:03, with the rest of its data not showing too much. Here's a station on Yerba Bueno Island, and it also doesn't show too much activity. Looking at the small signals that are visible, they do appear to be seismic. Here's a station here. It looks like it's actually picking up quite a lot of activity, but I'm not sure if it is seismic. Alright, so now I was able to pull up quite a few more stations. I don't know how many I actually loaded successfully here. They're still coming in. Alright, so there are all the locations I was able to load that at least have some data for the past 24 hours. We can scroll down here and see if there's anything interesting. So here's a very large signal today at 1700 near station CMM. I think I saw that one come in. I might be able to find it. Yeah, so here's station CMM. So if we look at events in this area, or all events that the USGS has marked, there is no event at 1702 or anywhere near that time. It does indeed seem like we are missing a quake. Continue to check out anything interesting on these other stations. Also, I'll be keeping an eye out around 1700. So yeah, looking at all these graphs, we can see quite a lot of seismic activity actually in the Bay Area for the last 24 hours. Alright, so here's some stations we got loaded here. And interestingly, we can see a lot of them are missing quite a lot of recent data. Of course, we can see that earthquake, that magnitude 4 yesterday, showing up right here. And of course, those are on the PB network, actually. The PB network is pretty reliable. They have a lot of stations in Yellowstone. I don't know what's up with these NC stations. Seems to be something fishy's going on with their network. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it, but that magnitude 3.6 had 1,246 fault reports. Now we can come up with this earthquake over here on the Nevada-Oregon border, which for some reason was located near Fort Bidwell, California, even though it's nowhere near California. We can, however, quickly find Fort Bidwell on the border of California. It's an Indian reservation. So checking out the map here, we can see this area named the Sheldon Contiguous Study Area. Coming over to Nevada Wilderness, talking about the Sheldon Contiguous Study Area. The most interesting paragraph on this site states, there is a volcanic cone in the southern half. Wildlife includes antelope, mule deer, pygmy rabbits, red-tailed hawks, prairie falcons, and other birds. I don't know why they included all the animals with that, but there is a volcanic cone. If we check out the satellite, we can try to find the southern half. I can't find it particularly. Maybe it's this structure, or possibly this structure. I'm not sure. This 3.5 was just in that area, and it had no depth apparently. Oh, here we go. No, It had a depth of 0, so at sea level. Coming over here to Madison, Missouri, or just east of Moberly, Missouri, there was a 2.6 yesterday at 15:10 local time. This had 6 Did You Feel It reports. So today at 10:30 local time, there was a 2.8 near Pocasset, Oklahoma. This had 5 Did You Feel It reports. So today around 10:30 local time, there was a magnitude 2.8 near Pocasset, Oklahoma. This had 5 Did You Feel It reports, and it also had an MMI Did You Feel It of 5. And also just a few minutes ago, there was a magnitude 2.9 just southeast of that quake. Now, both these quakes are quite shallow, and it was just upgraded to a 3.1 and given an even shallower depth. That is very interesting. What I was going to mention before that quake happened was just check out all these earthquakes here in Texas and the eastern United States. They're just kind of like lines of activity. Also, the local time I mentioned earlier for anything on the East Coast was incorrect, so just do your own math if you're interested in the exact times. Alright, checking out other significant earthquakes for the past 24 hours. Looks like there was a magnitude 5 on the southern East Pacific Rise, or just off the coast of Southern America. Coming over to the West Pacific, it looks like there was a magnitude 5.9 just off the coast of Indonesia yesterday. This was also a shallow earthquake at about 20 kilometers. Now, coming just northeast of that earthquake, there was quite a deep 166 kilometer magnitude 5. Now, this was today, just at midnight, my time. Or today at 8:01 UTC. Coming over here to Eurasia, Mongolia saw 2 quakes. Looking at the past 30 days of earthquakes, looks like there was only one other earthquake in Mongolia. This was at magnitude 4.4. It was actually located near Russia for some reason. So checking out these 2 earthquakes that occurred in Mongolia. It was a 4.8 southern Mongolia, and there was a 4.5 in northern Mongolia. Now, this 4.5 was near this river with this name that I will not try to pronounce. And also we can find this 4.3 in about southern Turkmenistan near Mari or Mari. And Tajikistan saw 4.7 right about central. And we also see a magnitude 5.5 on the mid-Indian Ridge. Quickly coming over here near the Juan de Fuca, we could see a 3.8. This was just today at 9:25 UTC. Now near Vancouver, also today at 13:29 UTC, there was this 4.6, actually almost a 5, near the Vancouver Ranges, or I think that's Vancouver Island. Yeah, Vancouver Island. Alright, so coming over to the NHC, there is a rare December tropical disturbance in the Atlantic. Right now, this system has a 50% chance of forming a tropical cyclone in the next 2 days. Right now, they say it is a large area of low pressure located over the central subtropical Atlantic about 800 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. And it is producing broad areas of showers and thunderstorms. Now, coming over to Windy on their thunderstorm display, we can see this large group of thunderstorms right where that system is. Now, coming over here to Windy, of course, it is just becoming nighttime over there. We can check out a couple hours of imagery for that system. Finally, coming over here to HVO, we can find both Mauna Loa and Kilauea with an orange aviation code. So, coming over here to the latest Mauna Loa update, we can find that it is 1.2 0.93 miles away, or 3.1 kilometers away from the highway. And it is advancing at a rate of about 68 feet per hour, or 21 meters per hour. It is traveling about twice the rate for the past several days. Over shorter periods, the advance rate varied from 62 to 90 feet per hour. The lava flow remains the same and is continuously supplied from the Fissure 3 vent. Also, real quick, coming back to this 3.1 near Oklahoma that happened just a couple of minutes ago, now has 3 DigiFeel reports and it has a DigiFeel of 3. Thank you for checking out today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.